In the process of strategic design, competitive research plays an important role. We want to know what's our competitive edge, what our competitors offer, or what's the market segment that we target, and how we can uh, overcome this competition with a unique idea. We've already learned about these things before, like the concept of blue ocean and red ocean. Uh, so we know how, for example, with kind of disruptive innovation, move ourselves, our idea of product from a red ocean into blue ocean to be able to catch new customers, to satisfy the requirements that's been never addressed by others, by our competitors. But this is a next level. This is another way of studying and making sure in this area in the market segment that we are trying to offer a product. Everything's fine and we can step there confidently. So let's take a look at these things that we are going to learn as kind of the things related to competitive research. The first thing that I want to talk about is positioning map. Okay, positioning map is a tool. I'm going to talk about it later, but let's start with this idea. Like when we have an idea, an amazing idea, and we believe uh, this idea is great, why hasn't this solution been built yet? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Okay, is it a stupid idea, or return of invest? Maybe it's a great idea because we've already done problem interview. Remember, it means that we validated our solution with the user already. Okay, but maybe the reason that this idea hasn't been built yet is that the return of investment is not considerable. So when you are creating a new product, you're doing risks, like tons of risks are waiting for you there, and you want to make sure that return of investment is something considerable. So maybe that's one of the reasons. Or the problem is not real. We are That wouldn't be the case here, because when we've done our problem interview, we made sure that this wouldn't be a case. Like, our users are there, they all prove that they're facing a problem and they couldn't find a solution to solve that problem, basically. So hopefully that wouldn't be a case. Users don't like this solution. We've already validated this one as well in our money shot question, if you remember. And there are already products that we are not aware of. That would be a case, and that's a case that, based on my experience, it happens a lot. Like, when you do your competitive research, you figure out that, oh my God, the people that I interviewed, none of them knew about the products that are being out there already, and those products are working very good. Maybe their marketing strategy is not that much good, or maybe there's another problem that the potential users don't know. So uh, so even you come with a great design idea, that wouldn't work, because you need to solve the problem in a different area, like marketing and advertisement, or tons of sales, tons of other things that's related to marketing strategy and business strategy, not the design strategy. But here we are focusing on the design strategy. Okay, so we want to make sure that there's no product that compete with us, at least on the values that we offer to our users, or the main value that we are offering to our users. So we wanna make sure that our competitive edge is unique enough. Yep. So peeling an onion. So this is an example in the UX strategy book. I put the link later so you could take a look. But this book uh, talks about this idea that market research or competitive research is something like peeling an onion. The more layers you peel, the more you reveal, obviously. But it also might bring tears to your eyes if you discover that product vision is not actually unique. So that's the point. That's the whole point of this competitive research. We want to make sure, like, if you if you have to cry, it's better to cry sooner than later. No, so we if we figure out in our competitive research that our idea is not unique enough, that's totally fine, because we haven't spent that much of a time or money or resources or any other thing. So in the early stages of the product development, product and idea development, it's better to face that reality. Okay, so we might come up with another solution. We might change our idea a little bit, or we might totally discard this idea and start something new from scratch. Okay, so all these scenarios would be much better than failing later, spending a year on a product, creating that product, of going with lots of hope, spending a lot of money there, and finally we figure out that, okay, nobody would download this product. We cannot compete with our competitors because they are much better than us, and they have their customer base. What we don't have any user yet. So trust me, it's better to face this reality early in a design phase. Okay, what to collect? First hand knowledge of the good and bad experiences provided by your competitors. How we can do that? We can go in app stores, download the apps, or to go to their website asking for a demo, or any other ways, like first hand experience with the product of our competitors' product, to figure out what are the good experiences that they have, what are the bad experiences, and all those things would be useful insights about our competition. Okay, how all the current digital solution addresses the needs of your target customers. So we get back to our users and the problems, because we already validated the problem their problem is real. So we want to know different competitors that we will be finding here, how they address that specific user's problem. Okay, so they might use different solution. Uh, our solution could be different from their solution could be from one of them, could be different from the others. But the issue here is that you can solve a problem in different ways, but but we need to find out and figure out which one is the best. Okay, so, and the last one is, what would be the best position for you to enter the market? And that leads us to the positioning map, the tool that we're going to use here to make sure that we are targeting the right market segment. Okay, that's part of market research, like this positioning map. And we need to find out the variables or attributes that our competitors are competing with each other right there. If we have an existing product, we map ourselves there in its positioning map as well. But if we don't have a current product, we want to know what are the positions taken by our competitors. So we would find a gap, so we would be able to target a specific user's requirement with the specific attributes of our product. So we won't compete with a strong competitor in a place that they are already have their users. So here is an example of a positioning map. As you can see, positioning map usually is two-dimensional, and in each dimension we have a variable or an attribute. Okay, for example, in one of them is a structure, like this vertical uh, uh, dimension. Y-axis is structure based, like expansive structure of the applications, the project management, the design management, the development management applications you can see here. Okay, structure based, like expansive structure, and simple structure. So which one offers which? Okay, like so we can see Jira and Infinity, they are much more expensive from the structure perspective. Product Abroad, Trella, these are much more simple from this that perspective. Some users, some people, some customers need simpler application because they don't want to deal with all those features that are already there, uh, which wouldn't be useful for them, their business, in their work. So they prefer those simple, structured applications. Okay, so that's I believe now you can understand how these market segment plays, because these guys are competitors, kind of, but because they target different types of user, different users requirements, so they create same product, same functionality more or less would be there, but the features would be different. That's what makes them different from our other competitors. And again, in this example, on the others dimension, like the horizontal axis, we have fixed system and flexible system, like how like how you can customize, how customizable is your system. Like Trello is absolutely customizable, but on the other hand, aha is not that much customizable. It's the features are fixed and the user wouldn't be able to change them. Either it works for them, but when it works perfectly. So they targeted a great position and they satisfy all their requirement no matter what. That's that confidence, like that makes them confident to keep their system fixed, because that also might create some kind of usability issues. So fixed system. But on the other hand, like for example, Infinity is flexible system. So its structure is expensive and it's flexible as well. So you would see how sophisticated and complex it might be. So these are all different things that targets different types of the user's requirements. Okay, related to the same thing, related to the same functionality. Okay, so so if you want to enter this market, where you target, okay, what would be the best position to target? Okay, so you might say that I provide something really simple, but I target here in this point, which is kind of would be a balance between system flexibility and simplicity and fixing features. Okay, so but yeah, it's you need to study all these things to make sure that which place is not taken first of all, and it's there is a kind of good reason behind that's not taken yet. Okay, so another one, and this is one of the famous one, when you consider that there would be uh, like quality and price as two variables or attributes in positioning. That's obvious. Okay, so high quality would be on the right, high price would be on top, and so that's a normal thing that you can apply for all different types of applications as well. And usually they all line up in a kind of diagonal way. Like you pay more, you get better thing. Yes, higher quality, high price, product. Okay, I don't know what's this graph about. Is there in a specific class of car? But it seems that it's kind of more or less like the company, or maybe an average. I don't know, but that's not an important thing. The important thing is that this we see this diagonal line up here, like a little kind of line, and everything that you see on top of this line, this diagonal line, like mini infinity, these are overpriced items or overpriced products. Okay, like because you get high price but low quality. But anything under that, like below that line, the diagonal line, like Honda, Toyota, what you get is that higher quality and lower price. So maybe the luxury thing wouldn't be there, but the quality is high. The price is low if you compare it with the same, for example, price that you get here with the lower quality, like these French brands or German brands. So you get uh, the same quality, the same price, but you get much better quality, like the quality, uh, like German brands quality, for example. Okay, so this is an kind of typical positioning with these two variables. So this could be one of yours, but if you only want to consider this kind of pricing issue, but the issue here is that you need to focus on what are those features or attributes that are important for your users. So something like this is, for example, expansive, like a structure and flexibility, for example, level. Okay, that this is something that's useful to explore. Uh, Another thing that I want to show from one of my products, the projects that I was doing about a couple of years ago. So what what I uh, kind of created is based on two things. Like one is this modeling perspective. This is a modeling tool, okay, modeling software, modeling and simulation software, okay, for Internet of Things types of systems, like complex, intelligent, physical, digital combined systems. Okay, so uh, the modeling systems out there, like for example, Unified Modeling Language, LabVIEW, Modelica, Simulink, Ptolemy. So these are the tools or plugins or platforms out there, or everything that I could find out there. And as you can see, they're kind of in a kind of diagonal way. It means that when they go and try to map or model systems based on their architecture, they go more logical. And if they go and try to physically model the systems, they have to target this kind of system level engineering issues. So you deal with the engineering issues, so you can model physical components like physicality of the system, morphological and physical combination even. Okay, and that totally makes sense. But what if you wanna do conceptualization, like you wanna design architecture of the system in a higher level with the design conceptualization and these kind of things, and then you also want to know if that physicality wouldn't make any problem, like the processing, like when processor CPU generates heat, and that affect the battery and might cause explosion, which happened like a couple of years ago in some smartphones. Yeah. So how to deal with that? Okay. So you are designing system level, like dealing with system level architecting, like designing system, and you are dealing with the architecture, layout, and all those things. but the physicality should be considered as well. So there are tons of these things when we consider uh, Internet of Things, cyber physical systems, and these smart distributed systems. So there's no tool to address. That's why we targeted this gap here. So this is a targeted modeling tool that we want to create. So a unique user requirement that we not addressed at that moment. So we targeted that market segment. So this is how the story of this positioning work, this principle of positioning, is that first of all, find the attributes that you wanna that you think would be important for your users to satisfy. Those attributes or variables also should be kind of related to the idea that you have. You created some kind of competitive edge. Your value proposition is based on this kind of competitive edge that you want to create. And there are some variables or attributes or product features related to that basically to that positioning, to what users want. Okay, so features that our users want, those could be kind of converted into a kind of positioning map. But you might ask, what happens if we have more than two attributes and variables related to our value proposition? Perfect, that's even better. How we do that? In each we create multiple positioning map, and in each map we target only two of them. Okay, I've also I explored creating like um, three-dimensional positioning map, but it's not easily you cannot present it easily to others, and it's not that much understandable for people. So the best way, the best practice would be to create multiple positioning map, and in each of them you create like you map the competitors on two dimensions, only two variables, and then you create another one, as much as you need. Okay, so that's it. That was about positioning, a little bit intro to competitive research, and we're gonna talk more about different types of customers and how to create to do this kind of research in the next recordings.